No vacuum and sewings live stream for Tuesday, June 30th. Last day of June.
Oh my goodness. Can you believe that? Last day of June? Where did June go?
Is today the last day? It is, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the last day of June.
Wasn't there a little thing with like your fingers or your knuckles?
I never learned that. Like
Every other one is like not ready.
Violet's hair.
Yeah,
Violet's
Violet's educating us.
Violet tried not to come in this morning. She was like, make Kai, which granted, she's been coming in a lot more than he has. And then I almost got soft because she looks so comfy in her bed. And I almost said, oh, you don't need to come in. You just keep sleeping.
And then she was like, get up! You're coming in! Don't make me.
So here she is today. And I told her today she's going to practice moving fast. Even if it's pretend. I was like, even if you're sitting there, just go. And then I'll think that you're working fast.
You know, the saying is, you go slow to go fast.
Go fast.
I always say you go slow to go fast, because what we find is if we try to move really, really fast around here, it means that we have enough time to do it twice. So
you go slow to go fast. I like that.
You go slow to go fast.
Patrick's so wise.
You have no idea. If you guys had an insight as to what happened in this brain.
There's a lot in there.
There's
not a lot in here.
Well, don't say that.
I don't have a lot in here. He's got a lot in there.
Most of it's baloney, but that's all right. That's all right.
That's funny.
What was my saying the other day? You can never let the truth get in the way of a good story. So, yes, last day of June, 81 degrees.
Yeah, 81 degrees.
Beautiful day.
Isn't that fantastic?
It's a beautiful week. I will highlight that I was here for an hour yesterday. And when we solicited feedback on Saturdays versus Mondays, the feedback was, yes, please be open on Saturdays. Please. I think there were like 5 people here in the hour I was here yesterday. It was busy. Busy. I drove in to 2 people looking sour in the parking lot because we were closed on a Monday, which we've been advertising for weeks, by the way. And quite frankly, Saturdays have been downright slow. So everybody that was like, please be open on Saturdays, just hasn't shown up on Saturdays. So for you Saturday people that watch the show that wanted us to be open on Saturdays, if we don't see you on Saturdays through like the end of July, then I'm gonna have to buy another new hours sign.
We might go to Monday through Friday.
We're going to open up Monday through Friday, because the reality is
Mondays
are busy, and so Saturdays have been slow. So and it's funny because a couple of the people that were like, please open on Saturdays, like I've seen those people on like Fridays or Thursdays and not Saturdays. So, we'll look at revenue and everything else to see what goes on. But the reality was
we're trying to make you all happy, but we can't.
In 1 hour, well, the reality is a lot of people are just like, you guys should just be open 7 days a week, and that ain't gonna happen. So, but that's kind of one of our challenges right now. Is yesterday I was here for like an hour and I saw 5 people in that hour. Like it literally got to the point where I started running to go fast because I was like, if I don't get out of here, I'm just gonna get stuck here, which happens sometimes. Yeah. Where like it's like every time somebody's walking out, somebody else is walking in.
Yeah. And then he called me. It was like an hour. He came here to just do a couple of things.
I was doing a dump run.
Yeah.
And
we needed it. So, and then he called me like an hour and a half after, and I was like, "You're still at the store?" And he said, "People just kept coming in."
yeah, it was kind of crazy. Yesterday was a funny day. I started by telling you all to be very kind to people, and then I made an old lady cry.
Patrick made somebody cry. Be careful, it could be you next.
This poor gal was standing 2 feet away from me in a store, not in her own circle, not wearing a mask. And I thought to myself, I'm not going to say anything unless when the line moves, she moves with me. Because she was standing like right inside the door. And I was like, maybe she just wants to
snuggle.
Maybe she just wants to be inside. And then we moved and she moved with me. And like I'm not kidding, she was as close to me as Jeannie is right now. And I basically said to her, you need to stand in your space and you're inside. You need to put a mask on. And she asked me what made me think I had the right to talk to her like that. And I said very kindly, actually, I said, well, I've got one of two ways to think of this. I can either think you're stupid or a jerk, or I can think you're just ignorant of what's going on right now. So let me help you understand how this works. And I explained social distancing. These circles are on the ground for this reason. And I explained masks. And I just said, so if you follow the governor's guidance and you listen to the store and stand in your own circle, you're helping to protect me. The same way by me practicing that, I'm helping to protect you. And if you don't, that means you just don't care about me or anybody else. You only care about yourself. And like, we were in line for like 25 minutes, and about 15 minutes in, she started crying. And like I said, hey, I'm really sorry. Like if that was me, she was there with her daughter, who was a medical person, which was kind of crazy because she wasn't wearing a mask and she was standing 2 feet away from me too. So when she said she worked in a medical office, I was surprised. But she was like, nobody ever explained it that way. Like I didn't understand. And it wasn't in my store, Karen. It was in another store. But it was kind of a crazy experience because I mean, she kind of was like, nobody's ever taken the time. She said what she was upset about was people had been really, really, really mean to her and saying mean things to her. But nobody ever explained to her why they were upset that she wasn't wearing a mask. And like, it just made me think that, you know, some people are wrapped up in their own circle and their own time and their own rules and their own news, and they never think of anybody else's stuff. And, you know, it was funny. Jeannie goes, you know, I bet she went to the next store and did the same thing. She didn't wear a mask and she didn't stand in the circle. But it wasn't like a mean scenario or anything like that. It just was.
Patrick has a way of.
Violet just goes making old women cry. I hope.
I think he has a way of presenting the information in a way that makes sense and makes you think. You know, so because he makes me think all the time. Yeah.
No, I just said to her, I go, listen, like I can either choose to think you're a jerk, or I can choose to think you don't get it. And so I'm doing what I'm doing for you, not for me. It doesn't protect me. Although now I just was reading last night, the CDC has said they are finding that it protects you too. But I was like, I'm doing this for you. And if you don't do it, it means you don't care about me. You don't care about anybody but yourself. And so she put her mask on and she stood in her circle. It makes me think of that meme with the pigeon that was standing in the circle and like the lady not standing in the circle. Like if you're not as smart as a bird. But it was just kind of a funny start to the day after our conversation in the morning with you guys about being kind. It was like literally a half an hour later. So, store hours. We are open through Friday.
Through Saturday.
We're open through Friday. We are not open on the 4th of July, Jeannie.
Friday.
We are
Saturday.
not open through this.
Saturday. I didn't realize Saturday was the 4th of July.
Yeah, so we're open normal hours through Friday. What else?
So I just got shipping confirmation on a partial order. I know. Love Notes. Yeah, Love Notes shipped. However, I was looking at it and it looks like they only sent me 2 out of the 3 things. So Love Notes is coming though. And hopefully I'll have it this week. I'm going to call you when it's all here. I might show it to you in the live feed, but it gets too confusing when I give you 2 out of the 3 things. So I'll show you if you're dying to have yours. I'll give you 2 of the 3 things, but I'd prefer to give you all 3 things at once.
And we're going to try to keep the kids in the lineup, keep them working hard. I'm going to be back there.
Yeah. Not Sassy. The Stash and Stores, I think those have shipped. Still waiting on the capacitive pens, but I know those are in route. Hopefully they'll arrive today.
You said they sent you the wrong shipping information?
Oh, I already told them that.
Okay.
Yeah, to Ohio, and I was like freaking out. And then the Serger accessory books, those should be here too.
Yep.
We'll probably, on Tuesdays, we usually get a ton of stuff because it's from Monday and Tuesday. Serger class is happening in just a little bit, so we're gonna move fast so I can do that. But I was making. I'm gonna show you the pillow after I finish it today. I'll show it to you tomorrow because it's so cute. So I made a couple of pillows, did a video for that. So if you want to purchase the video, you can do that too. Yes, we're so excited about Love Notes. Pink brush set. No idea. I will check on that. It was supposed to be released on the 19th. So I will let you know. And let's do our technique because I have to get ready for a class that's happening in just a little bit. So I literally went to bed last night. I'm like, I gotta get up early because I was just stumped. I go, what can I show them? And then
I was talking about doing a
he'll do that
how to
next
get
week.
rid of. Well, it'll be a surprise, but I was like,
Well,
I've
then
got a
don't tell
vacuum.
them.
I've got a vacuum technique.
He'll do a vacuum technique. He's
I can do.
horrible at keeping surprises, or not telling if there's a surprise. You're
Sometimes
horrible at
it's
it.
so exciting.
He's like a little kid.
So, Jeannie had a dream last night.
It came to me in a dream.
One might even call it a vision.
Yeah, this morning I woke up and I go, Patrick, it came to me in a dream. I woke up thinking about this technique. And I don't know if it's a technique or it's more like a tip. But
it is actually something that we hear a lot.
Oh,
like people call all the time and they are struggling with this thing.
And they go, okay, I'm going to show you how I hem jeans. Yeah. And they call or they come in and they look at a machine. They go, can this sew through denim? Is their question. And I think it's
the reality is not every machine will handle denim the same, but every machine that we sell here
it's having the right tool. Certainly
will handle denim.
All right, so I'm on that.
We are on this now.
Okay, so look at these. I cut one leg off. I did because I'm gonna hem it. But this is.
You gotta actually stop moving it all the time.
This is what happens when I buy pants. These fit me up above, but look how long they are, and they seem to get longer and longer. If these fit me right, this is where it's like a halter top. It'd be like a jumpsuit.
Yeah, but who in the world those wouldn't fit anybody?
Yeah, I don't know, supermodels, I guess. So this is what I do. When I go to hem my jeans, number one, I do a triple stitch because I used to do heavy thread. So I need you down here. I used to do heavier thread. I used to do denim thread because I didn't realize our machines really aren't made for heavy denim thread. And so I would get issues with looping on the backside, and I would have issues with my thread breaking. I would have issues with the stitch looking bad. I would have issues with skip stitches. So I had tons and tons of issues. So what I do now is I use regular thread in the color that I want, and I drew a triple stitch because it looks like I'm using denim thread, and it's not as hard on the machine. I was a one size fits all. Same needle, same thread, same bobbin case, same everything. I thought it all just worked the same until I started actually working here, and I learned all those things make a difference. So I have put in a Patrick. I put in a denim needle, so I have a 9014 denim needle in. I just have a regular thread in here in the color that's going to match my jeans. And the trick is this handy dandy tool, which is a Gina Magic, and I absolutely love this thing. You know what? I was struggling to hem my jeans, and I went on and watched a YouTube video, and they showed this product, and it's been a life changer for me, because what this does is it helps prevent skip stitches, broken needles, and it's priced wrong. And it should be $4.99, and it's great for hemming jeans. It helps you get over that big hump. So, with no further ado, I have one here. This one's a white one, and this one's been well loved. And I'm going to go ahead, switch to my triple stitch. So yes, he's showing you the triple stitch. And I don't know, maybe you want to be on this other side because you're okay. Oh shoot. You know, I normally would use Wonder Clips for this, but this is just for I'm just doing a quick demo on this. So I measure to make sure it's the same as what I cut off. And I would do some more marking and take some more time. Let's go over the thick hem, because there's going to be two of them. One's going to be thicker than the other one. We're going to do this one because it's going to be thicker. And I want to show you how easy this is. So I'm going to just fold it over twice. Got to go this side. Sorry. In my dream and my vision, it went so much more smoothly than this. Okay, I usually sew from this front side. And, all right, here's my triple stitch.
Listen to how strong that machine is.
The machine is so strong and so wonderful. Okay, here's the big hump that we're gonna go over. This is the stuff that people, they want a machine that's gonna go over this. Once you get close, you're gonna stop. I'm gonna put my foot up. I'm gonna take my Gina Magic. I'm gonna slot it in from behind, and it's gonna straddle that needle. And I'm gonna put my foot back down. And then it's just gonna bridge it. No skip stitches. So smooth, up and over. And they do say in the directions to bridge it from the front too, but I never do that because it just comes down really easily. And no skip stitches. Look at that hump right there. Perfect. Look at the back. Perfect. And I don't know if Patrick. And then you're done. So that is gonna be our tip of the day, is a Gina Magic, and look how thick that looks too. So that's a triple stitch, so it looks just as heavy as the other stuff, and I didn't have to put a heavy denim thread in there that the machine is gonna struggle with, that your bobbin case is intentioned for. Like your bobbin case is intentioned for thread that thick. So
switch the camera view.
Yeah. So there is our tip of the day. Get out your jeans, get your Gina Magic. We put that in. That's our deal of the day today. They're only $4.99. We have them for $3.99. And this is how unprepared I was. I have one in the store. I have one.
Yeah, so they are special orders.
That is a special order for sure.
I'm gonna touch just for a second on what Jeannie's talking about with thread. because we see a lot of machines where people come in and they're complaining about the performance of the machine. And then the first thing that we notice, and there are two common threads that we see that cause problems. One is like Coates and Clark heavy duty denim thread.
Button sewing.
Button sewing hand thread, which is really meant for hand sewing, and then upholstery thread. So we see this all the time, and the challenge is the machines that are set up for those threads are industrial machines. They have a different type of tension unit up top with, kind of a dial. You can just dial it back or dial it forward. And the bobbin cases are set up totally different. And so the challenge that you run into with that thick thread, and I'm not going to tell you that you can't use it. I've seen people using $100 Brother machines that, have been doing upholstery for their like umbrella material for their backyard, and it's been working fine. But the reality is, it is tensioned totally differently.
Yeah, and you can get away. I think most machines, most regular domestic sewing machines, you can get away with like a 12 weight, up to a 12 weight in the upper threading, not in your bobbin area, but the
bobbin's what struggles with that the most.
Yeah. And when you go to a heavy thread like that, you've got to go to a bigger needle too. You can't. I used to do a 7511 needle. I never changed my needle. I left that same needle in, and I would put any size thread because I had no idea. I was ignorant.
Ignorant, as they say.
I didn't know. Now you know. All right, I got to get ready for my class. Be creative, make something awesome.